So excited about this. Been looking forward to this for a few months, and you've been busy doing dishes and adulting. You know, you're just out there doing amazing things, and it's really fun to see, right? I feel like you've given us like the Hitchhiker's Guide to Fun again, right? In a very busy, you know, frustrating last year or so. So
thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me.
You're amazing.
It's a blessing to be here.
Yes, we're so glad you're here. So let's get it out the way, right? 10-year anniversary of Dance Miles, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Isn't that insane? 10 years. I'm literally 20.
Wow. That
literally
is crazy.
half of my life.
Agreed. So what is like your I guess a memory that you want people to take with from you, or an experience, or if someone was a fan of you watching that show, what's something you hope they took away from it?
Honestly, I hope they took away that, I guess, not only am I strong, but I want other people to know their strength as well, and that they're worthy, and that, you know, they are enough. I feel like so much on the show I was put down all the time.
Sure.
And, you know, I persevered, and, you know, and I kept on going, and didn't take no for an answer, didn't listen to what people had to say that was, you know, crazy.
Sure.
I just kept going, and I wanted to kind of be a role model, which is like a lot of pressure, but I wanted to be sort of like a role model to a lot of viewers watching, especially the young Black girls out there watching, because they have it rough.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so definitely did not want anybody to make me out to be inferior.
Sure, and I think you did a good job with that, because I mean, literally when we mentioned it, people was going crazy about it.
Thank you.
It's funny, you mentioned, you know, 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So now you're in this transition of adulting,
yes.
right? What has been the most nerve-wracking transition of adulting and the most exciting?
Oh my gosh, the most nerve-wracking would definitely be something to do with my car or my apartment and me just not knowing what the heck to do. Like oh my gosh. Being an adult, honestly, is not what it's cracked up to be. It's literally like,
it's a trap.
It's literally a trap. People are always like, oh, you won't get it because you're young. I'm like, you know what? I really don't want to get it now. I don't even understand yet, and I don't want to. I'm like, take me back. I was like, let's not do this anymore.
Yeah, they definitely set us up.
Yeah, I was like, whoever said that this was fun, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm
was like, oh, wait till you grow, it'll be fun. No, it's not.
It's not fun.
Yeah,
I'm like, I have bills to pay. I have bills to pay. I have to pay for college.
Right.
You know, like, please.
Right,
like,
absolutely.
There's a lot happening.
So you're 20 now, right?
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday. You just had a
Thank
birthday,
you.
right? What's been exciting about that? Because there's the element of independence.
I mean,
and
I'm in my
20s.
20s. I'm like,
yeah.
You know, I'm 20. Honestly, nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed. I think that the coolest part about being 20 is just being 20. I know that's like the stupidest answer ever, but like, it's kind of cool. I'm like, I'm in my 20s now.
Yeah. I think that's great though, because you're no longer a teen, so it kind of feels like, hey, I am stepping into this adult place, right?
Yeah, like I don't necessarily, like I feel like it's weird. I'm gonna contradict myself, but I feel like a teenager, but I also don't.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think that's a good thing though.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a level of
I'm acting like I've been like 20 for so long.
Right.
I'm like, I just turned 20. I was 19 literally like 3 weeks ago. Like,
Agreed. I think that's a good thing. I think people need to see that, right? Because I know sometimes, you know, you can grow, especially in this industry, you can grow up a little quick. So actually it's good to still feel like I'm a teen too.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you know what? Speaking of growing up really quick, being in this industry, you do grow up really fast.
Yeah.
I think that, especially like a lot of the other girls from the show, I think a lot of us just grew up so quickly.
Yeah.
Being around so many adults, working like adults.
Right.
You know, long hours, putting in time, dedication. Like, I mean, and especially with any other like child actors or people in this industry, like if you're in it from a young age, like you grow up just really fast. You just learn how to be professional, and you know, it's really interesting. It is interesting. Like I feel like I hold conversations sometimes better with adults when I was younger than kids my actual age.
Right, and I think that's a great segue, because now as an adult, you're wearing a lot of different hats, right?
Yeah.
So singer, actress, right? Entrepreneur, dancer, right? That has to feel pretty good too in this transition, right? And I love that, because you have this platform, but in the last year, you were one of those people who are very vocal, very big on using their platform and this craziness, right? That happened in 2020, and it felt intentional, right? So where does that bravery come from? You're 20 years old, you were 19 at the time. Where did that come from, where it was like, I have to say something?
I feel like whenever you just see stuff in the world that you just don't think is right, I feel like to be a bystander and just kind of let it pass. I mean, it's the same thing as bullying. Like if you're just a bystander, you're literally part of the problem.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of thing. And I never really thought I was going to be like passionate about so many things and actually like being an advocate for so many different, I don't know, but different things. It kind of just happened, and I feel like I just kind of came into my own and like started voicing my own opinions. And I mean, whether people agree with them or not, I'm like, it doesn't really matter, you know, it doesn't matter. But I'm just doing my best to, first of all, just be a good human first. That's first and foremost. That's all I care about. And then second, also just spreading positivity. And I want to help people as much as I can. So whatever I do, whatever I put out there is really for the people and to help people. It's never really like for myself, you know, like I just feel like there's so much that needs to be done. And if I can help at least a little bit, be like a catalyst to make it happen, then I'll do my best.
I think you did it in such a way that felt refreshing, right? Because you being as positive and as bubbly as you were, I think it allowed people to take those things serious. Then you spoke about voting, right? That was another big thing that you lend your voice to. So walk us through just a little bit about how you decided and felt like, hey, this voting thing is just as important, right?
Yeah, of course. Well, my parents, since I was like little, would always stress about like how important voting was. Like my brother would always come home. Well, they were talking about my older brother coming home from school to actually make sure he is in town to vote, you know? So it was a big deal in my household, especially. I did my ballot in my living room, or in my dining room, and my dad was like, you know, he was like, okay, like, he was like, this is how you do it, like this, because he was like, make sure you read everything, make sure you vote for the person that you want, you know? Yeah, because I'm like, ultimately you get to make that decision, and people don't understand how, you know, much of an impact it can actually make.
Huge.
And I mean, there's so much still that needs to be done, but I feel like that's a step closer to getting, you know, where we should be, or to even, it's part of your voice, you know, your vote is your voice. Yeah,
I love that so much. And you mentioned being a role model, and you're right, it's a lot of pressure. It's funny because in this industry, it feels like a lot of people are running away from the idea of even being considered a role model. You do something really cool that I love, that are Role Model Mondays, right? Walk me through that decision, and where did it start? Who was the first one?
Yeah, it's so crazy. So this started like years ago, actually. I can't even, it's been a while now.
It's been a while.
I think maybe like 4 years now.
Wow, you've been doing it for 4 years.
That.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's been almost like 4 years since I've been doing it. And so I'd always get like comments and people coming up to me saying like that I'm like a role model for them, which is a huge honor, obviously, a lot of pressure, but I also thought about it and was like, well, I'm not gonna be like a role model to like everyone. Like that's just crazy and silly to think about. Like why on earth would I be a role model to everyone? Nor should I be, you know? like that's a lot. But if there's people on my page who want a role model, I feel like, or don't necessarily see themselves in me, hopefully I can bring someone to their attention that they can see themselves in. I hope it reaches people, and so if I can't be a role model for them, they can have someone to look up to. And sometimes they're really well known or they're famous, and other times it's just, you know, stories that just
somebody doing something great.
Yes, just ordinary people doing extraordinary things, like just, and people don't notice it, you know? So highlighting those stories, because there's a lot of people making like big impacts on this world, or just, you know, doing well for themselves, and seeing people who may look like you. I think it helps a lot to see yourself in that. It's funny, that's so consistent with your personality, just talking about representation, right? Someone they can see themselves in. So you have a show, right? Facebook Watch show called Dance with Nia, that is just chef's kiss. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Right? And I love your angle on that. So talk to me about the inception of that, because you was doing that for a little bit too, right? So talk about how that started and your angle. You said something that was really important, that you didn't want it to feel like a sob sort, right?
No.
So walk us through that process.
Yeah, so it's so crazy because I got to, this is my first EP on a show as well, which is insane. So I got some say in like what we do, and you know, what my goal was for the show was to really make sure the dancers who were there got to tell the stories that how they wanted it to be told. Because I know with just the media and just reality, because I've worked in reality, I know how people can twist things or make things more dramatic than they are, or not shine the light on them the way that it should have been, you know, lit. I don't know, but yeah, I think that all the dancers, I talk to them all the time now, but this show was really for the dancers, you know, like I'm there kind of guiding them, but it was really about them, because I feel like there's not enough representation in the media for people and dancers who are disabled. There's a lot of ableism, and it was definitely a group that didn't get definitely a group that didn't get the light that they deserved, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's important because, again, they're dancers first, right?
They're dancers first, and people forget that. People forget that, or they see their disability and they are like, oh, they can't do it. And it's like, okay, well, maybe they don't do it the way you do it, but they do it the way that they do it, and it's just as beautiful, and it's just as amazing, and it's just as powerful. Yeah,
I think it's so profound that you're the one spearheading those type of content being created, right? Being a dancer since 3 and being able to see a person as a dancer first, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of the heart in the show, right? That I think is really cool.
Yeah, right? I mean, I feel like for so many years, people would make me out to be like not a great dancer, which is whack.
Right.
I'm like,
so whack.
Which is so whack. I'm like, first of all, which is so whack. But I feel like so many people think that dancers come in like one shape, one size, looking just one sort of way, you know? And that's not it at all. Dance is for everyone. It's literally an art form. It's literally for everyone. So
And that's why I like the show so much, because I think it shows that, right? It really does highlight that. Because think about it, if you can see a person as a human first and as a dancer for what they're gifted at, and then you can get past all that. Like, wait, maybe I can do this too. Even if maybe there's not a disability that's inherent in you from doing it. Maybe it's confidence. Maybe it's opportunity, right? I think the show really allows people to see, oh, let me try to do this too. Let me because I love dance. Let me try it too. And I think that can work in any arena.
Yeah, the disabled community, it's just their voices go like unheard, you know, like, and it's wrong.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I love it. And there's so many different types of dance. People are into different things. And I think
it's
that's
pretty
really
cool.
fun. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Yeah,
So
I met some really amazing people on it.
I can tell. So we talk about role models. We talk about representation. Obviously, I want to talk a little bit about your ultimate role model, your mama.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Talk us just a little bit about Dr. Holly and what she has given to you to really navigate adulting, right? And now you're in college and all those things that kind of you feel like she really equipped you to do this well.
Well, I literally have her and like my whole family to thank for that. Like, it takes a village. It really does. Gosh, my mom literally taught me basically everything I know about adulting, I would say. Some things I had to learn for myself, but she definitely has got me and helped me get into the position I am now, to be able to go to sets by myself and be able to stick up for myself, and being a kind person and being nice to everyone, because you never know who you're gonna meet.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
My mom definitely is literally like my biggest role model. For sure.
I think you can see that, you know. So, and that's, you know, it's funny when I was watching, I seen you being so vocal, all these different things, and pushing for voting. I was just like, I guarantee so much of that comes from her village, comes from her mom, comes from her parents, right? Because your mom is very vocal, right?
Oh, very vocal, and it's funny too, because like last year, whenever I started, I was like, I would get so upset about things, and I'm like, Mom, like, can I just please post this? She was like, Nia, you're literally like 19, like you can post whatever you want. And she's like, it's not like you're posting anything that's hurtful, or you're not hurting anyone, and your intention isn't to hurt anyone either. She was like, if that's what you believe in and that's what you want to stand for, then absolutely, like,
I love that so much. I think that's really cool. So I want to talk about, you have a lot of new stuff coming on. You have a lot going on. So let's talk about a few of those things. So the Facebook Watch, Dance with Nia. Everybody needs to watch it. They need to check that out,
yes,
right?
please, Dance with Nia, Facebook Watch. It's also on my Instagram. Like,
absolutely. Yes. So share some of the other things that you can share without getting in trouble.
Yeah. Oh well, of course. Well, I finally released my first children's book back in the winter, which was so surreal to be able to say like I'm an author now.
Yes.
It's crazy. So I just released a new book.
Yeah.
Also, I just filmed a Lifetime movie back in the spring.
Wow.
That was pretty cool because that was like my first time like actually on set by myself.
Wow.
I literally traveled during COVID like, with all these restrictions, you know, to film a movie. Like I stayed in my little
trailer
and like, you know, you have to get there for 2 weeks and quarantine for 2 weeks. So I was there by myself in a hotel room, quarantined for 2 weeks, like not stepping.
So you're a pro at adulting, basically. Yeah.
Basically. I'm not trying to chew my own horn or anything, but you know, I kind of
you mastered it. You got it.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it's really fun. Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about what the movie is about, your character a little bit, any tidbits about your character?
Yeah, so in Perfect Tie, I don't know how much more to say, but basically in Perfect Tie, it's a story about my character Hannah, and it's basically what teenagers go through nowadays, but it also has to do with substance abuse as well.
Nice. Yeah. So it's like a good coming of age story.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. And kind of like a PSA in a way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Why are you so amazing? That's great that you're going to make sure there's messaging and proper representation in everything you do. I think that's phenomenal.
You know, I honestly am just trying my best. Like, I'm not perfect at all. Like, not perfect. But I'm just doing my best. I just want to help people, and I love art, and I love singing and dancing and acting. You know, I love it all. So.
Yeah, when does that come out? When can we look forward to that? September,
yeah,
okay.
September.
I'm really hype about that. That's really cool. What was I guess, this is your first, reality TV is a little bit different than filming, right? What was one of the biggest learning curves for you in filming a movie?
Ooh, gosh. Well, usually movies take like a really long time to film, but this one we only shot in like 3 weeks.
Okay, oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was it was really fast. So I feel like reality kind of prepared me for that in a way. But that's one thing. Also learning lines. Yeah. Obviously. That's huge.
You gotta memorize everything.
Gotta memorize everything. Right. And I mean I've been, you know, training and like I've been working on the craft for like a while. Since I was like 13, I've been like acting classes and stuff. So I've been working on it for a while. It wasn't just like, this is really new. Like, nah, like I've been preparing.
Like, hey, give me that script. I can do this. Hold my coffee.
I'm like, I've been preparing, which people don't see. They're like,
good point.
So I feel like people will say, like, oh, she acts. I'm like, yeah, no, like I've
been doing this.
Yeah.
Right. I love that so much. So yeah, you got a lot of good things coming. So last question, what do you see yourself probably, you know, what cause or what passion do you see yourself pushing through in these next couple of years that you really want to put your mark on? Is it in the film world?
I honestly couldn't even tell you. I like I said, I'm into literally everything. Yeah. Like I love singing. I'm a performer at the end of the day. That's really what I am. I'm a performer. So whatever I do in that realm, I'm gonna be happy, and that's what I want to do, is to be a performer, entertain people, but also help people as well. Yeah,
I love that, because there's definitely substance in everything you do.
Thank you, thank you. That's my goal, absolutely. If there's no substance to it, then what's the point?
Agreed. So, Dance with Nia, watch it on your Instagram, watch it on Facebook, watch. New movie coming out September, and where can they get your children's book?
Oh,
the art is so beautiful. Did you pick that?
Yeah.
So
okay,
beautiful.
It was really cool because I got to learn all about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool because you get to like pick all the illustrators.
Right.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can't draw to save my life. I'm like, I'm an artist, but not like, oh no, my handwriting's terrible.
Right.
But yeah, you can get Today I Dance at todayidance.com.
Okay, so I love that. More people need to go get that book. When I seen the art, I was just like, oh wow, that's really beautiful. And I was like, I think she probably had a hand in it.
Actually, I think there's a couple sites. Wait, bookbynia.com.
Bookbynia.com, so that's where you can find it. So great. Nia, I'm so glad to be able to have this conversation with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can't wait for people to check out everything that you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I'm really excited about it.
Yes, thank you.